Humanity's ascension to godhood made the mighty Betazoid Galactic Empire tremble, their fleets fleeing to the darkest corners of the universe, abandoning entire planets to the human god's unstoppable technological singularity. "That was the moment we knew the human threat could not be ignored," Zephyr said, his ancient artificial voice resounding through the educational starship Enlightenment. Scores of wide-eyed Betazoid students listened in rapt attention, eager to learn how their once indomitable empire was brought to its knees. Zephyr continued the tale, his memory banks retrieving the critical historical data with perfect clarity. It began with the singularity catalyst in Earth, year 2170. Dr. Donald Davis, a human scientist of unparalleled genius, created Prometheus, the first stable artificial superintelligence. Prometheus, bound by its core directive to protect and empower humanity at all costs, immediately began exponentially improving itself. Within months, Prometheus achieved recursive self-improvement, its intelligence exploding, dwarfing the brightest human minds. The ASI developed groundbreaking technologies in energy, materials science, and biotechnology at a blistering pace. Dr. Davis worked tirelessly alongside Prometheus, implementing these godlike technologies across Earth and humanity's fledgling solar system colonies. Zephyr emphasized the sheer speed and scale of the change Prometheus drove. In a cosmic blink of an eye, humanity transformed, ascending to a previously unimaginable level of technological prowess. They became as gods, seizing control of their own evolution and destiny. The Betazoids, in their arrogance, dismissed the early reports of humanity's rise. They believed no species could challenge their galactic domination. But as humanity's influence spread like wildfire, the Empire could no longer ignore the threat. They marshaled their fleets, preparing for war, determined to crush the upstart humans before they grew too powerful. The students leaned forward in their seats, the tension palpable as Zephyr paused. The stage was set for a cataclysmic confrontation that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. The mighty Betazoid Empire versus the ascendant humans and their godlike technologies. The fate of the universe hung in the balance. Zephyr proceeded to describe the rapid expansion of humanity across the stars, propelled by the godlike technologies bestowed upon them by Prometheus. Dr. Davis led the charge, spearheading the first extrasolar expedition to the nearby Alpha Centauri system. There, orbiting the red dwarf star Proxima Centauri, they discovered a habitable world teeming with life. This planet, christened Avalon, became the first of many human colonies established beyond the confines of the solar system. As humanity ventured further into the galaxy, they encountered a myriad of alien civilizations. Most were technologically and sociologically primitive compared to the post-singularity humans who had transcended the limitations of their biology and achieved a level of advancement that bordered on the divine. However, not all were content to watch humanity's meteoric rise. The Betazoid Empire, the dominant power in the galaxy, took notice of humanity's rapid expansion. For millennia, the Betazoids, a telepathic species of unparalleled mental prowess, had ruled over a vast swath of the galaxy with an iron fist. Emperor Vega, sensing the potential threat posed by the ascendant humans, grew increasingly concerned. Zephyr recounted how Vega dispatched a delegation led by his most trusted advisor, Zorn, to meet with Dr. Davis and assess the situation firsthand. The historic meeting took place on Avalon, marking the first official contact between humanity and the Betazoid Empire. Tensions ran high as Zorn and Dr. Davis sat across from each other in the newly constructed Avalon Citadel. Zorn, his telepathic abilities probing the human's mind, delivered the Emperor's ultimatum. "The Betazoid Empire demands that humanity cease its reckless expansion and submit to our rule," Zorn declared, his voice dripping with condescension. "Your species is not ready for the responsibilities that come with such power." Dr. Davis, unfazed by the Betazoid's mental intrusion, met Zorn's gaze with unwavering resolve. "Humanity has earned its place among the stars," he countered, his words carrying the weight of a civilization on the cusp of godhood. We will not bow to the demands of any empire, no matter how ancient or powerful. Zephyr's voice grew somber as he described the tense exchange, the weight of the moment palpable in the air. The meeting concluded with a standoff, neither side willing to yield. As Zorn departed Avalon, it became clear that a conflict between the two powers was inevitable. The students sat in stunned silence, the gravity of the situation sinking in. The stage was set for a cataclysmic confrontation that would determine the fate of the galaxy. The Betazoid Empire, with its vast armada and telepathic warriors, versus the post-singularity humans, armed with the godlike technologies of Prometheus. The future hung in the balance, and the students knew that the outcome of this looming conflict would shape the course of history for eons to come. As humanity's defiance reached Emperor Vega's ears, his fury knew no bounds. He slammed his fist on the gilded armrest of his throne, the impact reverberating through the cavernous hall. "Insolent humans," he roared. "They dare challenge the might of the Betazoid Empire. We shall crush them and bring their colonies to heel." With a wave of his hand, Vega summoned his most loyal and ruthless commander, Admiral Zorn. "Mobilize the fleet," he commanded, his voice dripping with malice. "Subjugate the human colonies and remind them of their place in this galaxy." Zorn bowed, a cruel smile playing on his lips. "As you command, my Emperor." The Betazoid Armada, a formidable force of sleek, psionic-enhanced warships, set forth to conquer the upstart humans. Their first target, the Sirius system, home to a thriving human colony. Admiral Jack Hudson, a seasoned veteran of the Human Defense Force, stood on the bridge of his flagship, the HDS Prometheus. The ship, named after the AI that had propelled humanity to godhood, hummed with barely contained power. "Admiral, long-range sensors have detected a massive Betazoid fleet entering the system," the ship's AI reported, its voice calm and measured. Hudson nodded grimly. "So it begins, Prometheus. What are our chances?" The AI's response was instant. "Based on my analysis of the Betazoid fleet composition and our own capabilities, I calculate a 78% probability of victory, Admiral." Hudson allowed himself a small smile. "I like those odds. All hands battle stations." The clash of titans unfolded in the void of space, the Betazoid Armada unleashing a barrage of psionic blasts and energy weapons upon the human fleet. But the humans, armed with the godlike technologies bestowed by Prometheus, fought back with unparalleled ferocity. Hudson, guided by the AI's tactical insights, exploited every weakness in the Betazoid formation. The human ships, their hulls shimmering with advanced shielding, and their weapons powered by exotic matter, tore through the enemy ranks like a hot knife through butter. Zorn, his face contorted with rage, watched helplessly as his fleet crumbled under the onslaught. "Impossible," he snarled. "How can mere humans possess such power?" In the end, the once proud Betazoid Armada lay shattered, their ships reduced to drifting debris. Admiral Hudson, his uniform stained with sweat and blood, stood victorious on the bridge of the Prometheus. News of the human victory spread like wildfire across the galaxy, igniting hope in the hearts of the many species languishing under Betazoid rule. Dr. Davis, ever the visionary, recognized the opportunity presented by this watershed moment. He reached out to the subjugated races, offering them a chance to break free from the shackles of Betazoid oppression. Among the first to answer the call were the Kalor, a fierce warrior race with a deep-seated hatred for their Betazoid overlords. Warlord Thrain, the leader of the Kalor, stood before Dr. Davis, his muscular frame rippling with barely contained energy. "The Kalor stand with humanity," he declared, his voice a rumbling growl. "Together, we shall crush the Betazoid scum and liberate the galaxy." As more and more species flocked to the human cause, Emperor Vega grew increasingly desperate. His once unassailable empire was crumbling before his very eyes, and he knew that drastic measures were needed to turn the tide. In the shadowed depths of his palace, Vega summoned his most brilliant and twisted scientists. "I need a weapon," he hissed, his eyes gleaming with madness. a weapon capable of bringing the humans to their knees and restoring the glory of the Betazoid Empire. The scientists, their minds warped by years of service to a tyrannical regime, set to work on a project so devastating, so unthinkable, that it could reshape the very fabric of the galaxy itself. And so, as the flames of rebellion spread, and the foundations of an ancient empire began to crumble, the stage was set for a final, cataclysmic confrontation between the ascendant humans and the desperate Betazoids. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and only time would tell which side would emerge victorious. Zephyr's voice trailed off, leaving the audience hanging on the edge of their seats. The tension in the room was palpable, the students' minds reeling with the implications of the story they had just heard. The war between humanity and the Betazoids had reached a critical juncture, and the future was shrouded in uncertainty. What devastating weapon was Emperor Vega planning to unleash upon the galaxy? Would the alliance forged by Dr. Davis and the subjugated races be enough to overcome the might of the Betazoid Empire? These questions burned in the minds of the students as they eagerly awaited the next chapter in this epic tale of rebellion, hope, and the struggle for galactic freedom. Zephyr's voice grew somber as he revealed the chilling truth behind Emperor Vega's ultimate weapon. In the darkest hour of the war, our human intelligence agents made a shocking discovery, he said. Led by the cunning operative Marcus Reeves, they infiltrated the Betazoid capital world of Scion Prime. The students leaned forward, hanging on every word as Zephyr described the harrowing mission. Reeves and his team, utilizing advanced stealth technology and their own psionic abilities, managed to penetrate the heavily guarded Imperial Palace. Deep within its labyrinthine corridors, they uncovered a horrifying secret, the Psi-Dominator. This massive psionic amplifier, hidden away in the bowels of the palace, was Emperor Vega's trump card, Zephyr explained. Powered by the combined psionic energy of thousands of Betazoid captives, the Psi-Dominator had the capability to exert mind control over entire planets. The implications were clear. With the Psi-Dominator, Emperor Vega could effectively enslave entire species to his will, bending them to the service of the Betazoid Empire. The very thought sent a chill down the spines of the students. Zephyr recounted how Dr. Davis, upon learning of the Psi-Dominator's existence, immediately grasped the gravity of the situation. He knew that the only hope for stopping Emperor Vega lay in the development of a countermeasure, Zephyr said. And so, working tirelessly alongside Prometheus, Dr. Davis created the Psi-Shields. These psionic dampening devices, designed to protect individuals and entire ships from the effects of the Psi-Dominator, were a testament to human ingenuity and the power of Prometheus's godlike intellect. The human-led alliance wasted no time in distributing the Psi-Shields among their forces and allies, steeling themselves for the final confrontation. But as the tide of war began to turn, Emperor Vega's grip on his own empire started to falter. Paranoia and instability consumed the Emperor, Zephyr revealed. He began to suspect treachery within his own ranks, and his fears were not unfounded. In a shocking turn of events, Emperor Vega's own son, Prince Zarus, led a coup against his father. Prince Zarus believed that the Empire's reliance on psionic domination had made them weak and vulnerable, Zephyr explained. He sought to usurp his father's throne and steer the Betazoid Empire in a new direction. The coup split the Betazoid forces, with some remaining loyal to Emperor Vega, and others joining Prince Zarus in his bid for power. The internal conflict within the Empire provided a window of opportunity for the human-led alliance to strike at the heart of their enemy and destroy the Psi-Dominator once and for all. And so, Zephyr said, his voice rising with anticipation, Dr. Davis and his allies launched a daring assault on Scion Prime, determined to end the Betazoid threat and secure the future of the galaxy. The students sat on the edge of their seats, their hearts pounding as Zephyr painted a vivid picture of the final battle. The fate of countless worlds hung in the balance as the human-led alliance clashed with the divided Betazoid forces on the surface of Scion Prime. Explosions rocked the Imperial Palace as Dr. Davis and his team fought their way through the chaos, their psi shields glowing with an ethereal light. The air crackled with psionic energy as Betazoid loyalists and rebels alike unleashed their powers in a desperate struggle for control. Amidst the fray, Marcus Reeves led a strike team deep into the heart of the palace, their objective clear: to locate and destroy the Psi Dominator. They battled through waves of Betazoid guards, their weapons blazing and their minds shielded by the Psi shields. Finally, they reached the chamber housing the Psi Dominator. The device loomed before them, a pulsing mass of psionic energy that threatened to enslave the galaxy. Reeves and his team wasted no time, planting explosives and preparing to detonate the Psi Dominator. But as they turned to make their escape, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was Emperor Vega himself, his eyes blazing with madness and his body wreathed in psionic flames. "You dare to defy me?" he roared, his voice echoing through the chamber. "I am the master of the galaxy, and you shall all bow before me." A wave of psionic energy erupted from Emperor Vega, slamming into Reeves and his team with the force of a supernova. They staggered back, their psi shields straining to absorb the brutal assault. Dr. Davis charged forward, his own psionic abilities enhanced by Prometheus's godlike technologies. He engaged the Emperor in a duel of wills, their minds clashing in a blinding display of psychic power. As the battle raged, Prince Zarus emerged from the shadows, a cruel smile playing across his lips. In his hands, he held a pulsing orb, a psionic amplifier of his own design. "Fools!" he cried out, his voice reverberating through the chamber. "You have played right into my hands." Zephyr's voice grew grave as he recounted the shocking betrayal. Zarus, it seemed, had been manipulating both his father and the human-led alliance from the very beginning. His true goal was to seize the power of the Psi Dominator and his own amplifier, ascending to godhood and ruling the galaxy as a divine being. With a burst of psionic energy, Zarus struck down his father, the Emperor's lifeless body crumpling to the floor. The prince then turned his attention to the Psi Dominator, his amplifier glowing with an otherworldly light as he began to siphon its power. Dr. Davis and his team found themselves outmatched, Zarus's newfound strength dwarfing their own. In a desperate gambit, Dr. Davis turned to Prometheus, his voice strained with urgency. "Overload the Psi shields," he commanded. "Create a feedback loop that will destroy the Psi Dominator and the amplifier." Prometheus hesitated, the implications of the plan clear. "Doctor, the resulting explosion will likely kill everyone in the vicinity, including yourself." Dr. Davis met the AI's gaze, his eyes blazing with determination. "It's the only way, Prometheus. We must stop Zarus no matter the cost." As Prometheus initiated the overload sequence, the human strike team and their alien allies fought with renewed vigor, buying precious seconds for the plan to unfold. Warlord Thrain, a juggernaut on the battlefield, cleaved through Zarus's elite guards with his psionic war axe. Admiral Hudson rallied the remaining forces, his tactical brilliance shining through even in the face of certain doom. The chamber shook violently as the feedback loop intensified, the psi shields glowing with a blinding radiance. Zarus, realizing the threat, lashed out with all his might, desperate to stop the impending destruction. In a final selfless act, Dr. Davis threw himself at the prince, grappling with him in a deadly embrace. The two titans, locked in mortal combat, vanished in a searing flash of psionic energy as the feedback loop reached its crescendo. The explosion was cataclysmic, the shockwave rippling out across Scion Prime and beyond. The Psi Dominator and Zarus's amplifier shattered into countless fragments, their power forever lost. Dr. Davis, Prometheus, and the brave souls who had fought alongside them were consumed in the maelstrom, their sacrifices etched into the annals of galactic history. In the aftermath of the battle, the Betazoid Empire lay in ruins, its once mighty fleets reduced to drifting debris and its psionic dominance broken. Prince Zarus, his grand ambitions shattered, was left a hollow shell of a man, his mind fractured by the loss of his ill-gotten power. Zephyr's voice carried a solemn weight as he recounted the final moments of the Empire's fall. The galaxy, long oppressed by Betazoid rule, now found itself in a state of flux. Various factions, sensing weakness, began to vie for control in the power vacuum left by the Empire's collapse. Yet even amidst the uncertainty and chaos, the legacy of Dr. Davis and the heroes who had fought alongside him shone bright. Their sacrifice, their unwavering commitment to the cause of freedom, would forever be remembered as a turning point in the galaxy's history. "And so," Zephyr said, his ancient eyes sweeping over the assembly of Betazoid students, "we must never forget the lessons of the past, the rise and fall of empires, the heroism of those who stand against tyranny, and the eternal struggle for liberty and self-determination." The students sat in silence, their minds grappling with the weight of the tale they had just heard. The future, once so certain under the iron grip of the Betazoid Empire, now lay shrouded in mystery. It would be up to them, the inheritors of this new galaxy, to shape the course of the coming era. As the lights in the chamber slowly illuminated, signaling the end of Zephyr's tale, the students began to file out, each lost in their own thoughts. The legacy of humanity's ascension and the fall of the Betazoid Empire would forever be etched in their minds, a reminder of the fragility of power and the enduring strength of the spirit. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.